All right, good morning, business principles class. This is Mr. Smith down in room 129. Before I get to your chapter 6 notes today, I do want to let you all know that we are working on a system for getting y'all's grades updated in Infinite Campus. So please make sure that you are completing all the work that we have assigned for you. Today you're going to start chapter 6, which goes over different types of business structures. The goals from this chapter are to understand how ownership differs among sole proprietorships, partnerships, and corporations, grasp the advantages and disadvantages of 3 major types of business ownership, learn the 5 functions of managers, and recognize 3 specialized forms of business organizations. Go ahead and take these notes down on a sheet of paper, and when you are done, please turn them into your substitute teacher. All right, first up are the types of business ownership. The first type of business ownership is sole proprietorship, and that's a business that is owned by one person. This constitutes most of the businesses that you find in the United States. You also have partnerships. It's a business owned and managed by a small group, often not more than 2 or 3 people, who become partners. And the third type of business ownership is a corporation, which is a business owned by a number of people and operated under written permission from the state in which it is located. These include most of your larger businesses that are nationwide and worldwide. And corporations all have this thing called a certificate of incorporation. It's the written permission for a corporation. They also have shareholders, also called stockholders. By buying stock, people become owners of corporations. When you hear people talk about owning stock in a company, that means they are a shareholder. That means they own a piece of a corporation. The corporation acts as a single individual on behalf of its owners. And corporations are considered a legal entity within existence and life separate from its owners. Basically, what that means is since the corporation acts solely for the corporation itself, when you have things like lawsuits and stuff like that, the corporation gets sued, not the people that own it. If you were a sole proprietor and you owned a business and someone wanted to sue your business, they would also be suing you since you are the sole proprietor. And as you see from this graph right here, which you don't necessarily have to write down, sole proprietors make up the most businesses in the United States. Corporations are next, and then partnerships are smaller. Now, if you are going to run a sole proprietorship or any type of business, you have to perform these management functions. And this is what they are. They are planning, organizing, which includes things like an organization chart, which shows work relationships, staffing, leading, and controlling. If you want to expand your business from a sole proprietorship, you would form a partnership. If you wanted to go on even further, you could sell stock in your company and create a corporation. If you sell stocks in your corporation, you could pay out dividends. It's a part of the profits that each shareholder receives. And there are some specialized forms of business organizations that include things like franchises, which is a written contract granting permission to sell someone else's product. This is like a lot of the different fast food restaurants and things like that that you see. You also have, when you discuss franchises, a franchisee, which is the person or group who receives the franchise from a parent company to sell its product or service. You also have a franchisor, which is the parent company granting the franchise. We also have these things like cooperatives, which are owned by the members it serves and is managed in their interests. There is a cooperative on Southland Drive, the Good Foods Co-op, which is owned by its members. You also have nonprofit organizations, which can include charities and things like that. And you also considered a nonprofit corporation is what's called a municipal corporation or municipality. It has its own schools, own police and fire department, and provides street repairs. That is the end of your chapter 6 notes. Please, when you are done, put your name on them and turn them in to your substitute teacher. Thank you very much.